Hey everyone, welcome to the patch notes for Operation Grim Sky. As is tradition, I'm going to be reading through the patch notes and giving commentary on what Ubisoft will be doing the next season and whether I agree with it or not, and other stuff like that. So getting right into it, Operation Grim Sky, two new operators, Maverick and Clash. And the first one we're going to talk about is Maverick, the one from the US. He is the attacker, and he's a low ganger for life. He has two primary weapons, the AR-1550 caliber, which is the first DLC DMR weapon to only have 10 bullets. Technically, Lion has a DMR with 10 bullets, but he uses Twitch's 417. This is the first new gun in the game to only have 10 bullet capacity. But he also has the M4 assault rifle, which is your standard 30 round assault rifle with decent damage and decent fire rate. And then for secondary, he has the 1911 TAC Ops pistol, and for gadgets, he has smoke grenades and claymore. And then he's also a 3-speed, 1 armor operator, so very fast, just like Ash. Now for his unique ability, he has a blowtorch, which has kind of changed what's going to be happening in Siege. Up until now, you've only been able to destroy reinforced hatches with thermite or hibana, and it's either destroyed or not destroyed. Now with this new patch, they're introducing a way where you can partially destroy reinforcements and hatches. So Mavericks Blowtorch is, well, essentially just that, a blowtorch. He can walk up to reinforced or non-reinforced walls and use the gadget to make holes, and it's also almost completely silent. He can make holes in anything, including castle barricades as well. That's a new component, and he can make holes to see through hatches that are reinforced. But he can also use it to do other things like destroy barbed wire, destroy unreinforced hatches. It takes like one quick burst to destroy it. Very efficient. Almost even more efficient than Buck or Sledge. In terms of how much he can use the torch, he has a total of 5 canisters that each last 4 seconds. So about 20 seconds of total time. However, one thing that's important to note about him is you can reload the canister so that you have more gas at once, but it does permanently remove the gas in the previous tank. It doesn't come back at the end in a new canister. So be very careful if you're going to reload his torch. Now moving on to the next operator, we have Clash. She is the first ever defender to have a shield. And people were a bit worried about her because they thought she was basically going to be a Monty 2.0, just a lot better. Honestly, you guys have nothing to worry about. She is absolutely trash, but we'll talk about her anyways. So for her primary weapon, she has the CCE shield. She cannot use any weapons while she has her shield out. She has to only have the shield out. She has a little taser on the front that she can use to shock people and slow them down. However, it has limited duration and it has time to recharge. It also only does 3 damage per hit. And this damage can go through shield. So if it's a Monty versus Clash battle, Clash can still hurt Monty by just shocking him from a distance, even if he has his full shield up. So it does 3 damage per tick, and it slows down attackers a lot. Like I'm saying, if they're in barbed wire getting shocked, they are basically standing still. Now if she wants to use her weapon, she has to put her shield on her back, and she has 2 secondary weapons that she can use. Either the P10C, which is a pistol pretty much the same as Zofia and Ella. It's a pistol with a red dot sight. And she also has the SP SMG9, which is an SMG secondary, but it has 2-round burst only. Overall, out of the two, I'd say definitely is the P10C, because I don't think the SMG9 is that good, but I'm sure a lot of other people would disagree. And then for her secondary gadgets, she has barbed wire and impact grenades. And then she's also a 1-speed 3-armor operator, so very heavy and slow. So out of these 2 new operators, I definitely think Maverick's going to be way more relevant. I don't think he's going to replace Hibana or Thermite, because his ability takes far too long to open up a wall, and it also doesn't open up that much. It's not as destructive as Thermite or Hibana. And I think Clash overall is just never going to see much use. The big downside of Clash is that you can melee her shield, and it always makes her stagger back. And when you melee her, it opens up half of her body to be shot. She basically just puts the shield halfway up, and then you can just shoot her entire legs and torso. So overall, I think Clash is going to be useless. I think Maverick's going to be a lot more relevant. But like I said, I think he's going to take the place of Thatcher or Twitch, not Thermite or Hibana. Now we have the new map, Hereford Base. I'll be making a video specifically on this to talk about all the big changes and comparing the 2 maps, but that won't be out just yet, and we're not going to talk about it in this video. But overall, the map, based on what I've seen, is a lot more viable now. It is so much better than the first one. Like, actually can be used competitively. And it also looks a lot nicer. The old one looks very plain, I guess is the best way to put it. No pun intended, but this one actually looks a lot more detailed and high quality. And then we also have the Frost Elite skin coming out. I'll also be making a video on that, covering what it looks like, how she looks, more detailed than this, and also probably having an Elite Skin celebration. And then these are the seasonal skins. We have 4. Personally, I think the only good one out of these is the Blue Police one, but a lot of my friends have told me that they really like this, which I think is called like Royalty or something, and this other red one. I personally think these all look horrible except for the Police line one. Now, there's also one more small change coming out, which I'll be showing you guys right here. It's a Consulate map buff. They decided to add in a few things on Consulate that were making it not as fun of a map. The big issues they had were spawn killing and spawn peeking, is that it was very easy to pick people off as a defender when the attackers spawn in and are immediately exposed. So they added in a few things. They added a wall that extends past so people can run past the piano room and not immediately get shot out of spawn. There's also another hole there so they can run through there. And then they also push back the wall that's by yellow stairs closer to the double window in the mini hallway. And they also added another bomb site, which I really don't agree with. I'm pretty sure they're trying to add 4 or have 4 bomb sites for every single map just because Pro League now kind of requires 4 bomb sites. I don't really see the purpose of this bomb site because it's actually horrible. It's Teller's Archives. Granted, like I haven't played it yet, and I'm just going based off what I know. It seems like a really horrible site. It's super easy to take. I just don't see how this could at least be a viable site. It has to be just that they are trying to make every map have 4 sites regardless of how relevant it is. I'd argue that this site is even worse than Tower on Oregon, and everyone knows how that site's just kind of been shit on for the last 2 years. And then here's probably arguably the biggest thing in the new season is they're now going to be making 2-step verification required for PC ranked players. Before, you could make as many accounts as you wanted and just play on them without ever having to link them. Now you'll actually have to have 2-step verification in order to play. What this means is that you'll have to have some type of electronic device. You can download something like Google Authenticator and link your account there. And this way, all your accounts will be linked to one device. And if you get hacked, like someone finds out your email and password, they will need your authenticator to actually log into your account. And unless they have access to your device, they're not getting in. The main reason why they're doing this is because for a long time, people were using boosting services where these boosters would find hacked accounts and just buy them for 5 cents a pop, hack on them for half an hour before they got banned, and then just rinse and repeat while carrying people up to diamond. So 2-step verification stops that because you can no longer buy hacked accounts. And I'm assuming, I have no proof of this, but I'm assuming based on what they're doing, if you do hack on one account and you have others as backups, they'll be able to see that through the 2-step verification and say, okay, all these accounts are linked to one 2-step authenticator. Just ban all the accounts. So you'll no longer be able to hack and then have a backup account when you're caught, as far as I'm aware. Could not be like that. They could have set up some different way, but it seems like you will likely get all your accounts banned if you hack. And the way they're going about this is it'll not be implemented right away in the season. It's going to be implemented about a month or 2 in. They said in the 3.1 or 3.2 patch, but no exact date yet. And what they're going to do is at the end of every single ranked match, you can actually see this if you go to my video that I posted the other day just called Just Grim Sky Things. At the very end of the match, there's a little box next to where you get your rank that says something like ranked locked awareness campaign or something like that. And basically it'll just tell you that the ranked will be locked for anyone without 2-step verification after a certain point. While this does suck for people that don't have any device to do 2-step verification, it is really good for ranked because now there will be much less hackers and people will be more wary about getting boosted. And as a small bonus, if you do activate 2-step verification, you will get, what does it say, a thermite bundle. So, cool little incentive, I guess, in order to do it. And if you don't do it by the time they implement it in patch 3.1 or 3.2, you'll never be able to play ranked until you put it on. You'll only be able to play casual or custom matches. And operator balancing. I don't remember if I've already talked about this in a video or not. I don't think I have, but essentially two small changes. Thatcher's EMP grenades will now only temporarily disable cameras, not destroy them. This goes for default cameras and Valkyrie cameras, and everything else it already only temporarily disabled them instead of destroying. And then for Twitch, Shock Drone will be slightly louder than normal, which I'm not entirely on board with. I don't think Twitch really needed the extra nerf, but I can kind of understand the frustration of protecting mirrors and then you never even hear the Twitch drone come because it's so quiet compared to the surrounding sound. But that's just kind of the risk you take when you're watching a mirror or trying to protect your gadgets. And they're making a few changes which they didn't really describe too well, I think, but I'll go over them. So hatch reinforcements are changing now. Right now they are currently like a 3D model. You put down like the middle part and then this lower other parts extend out. Now it's just going to be one big flat reinforcement. It's basically going to be like a wall but put onto a hatch. Which means this will also stop people from doing, on Oregon Bridge, how you could put down the reinforcement on the hatch and then jump onto it and you'd be like elevated up a bit. You can no longer do that because now hatches will be flush with the floor. The reason why they're doing this is because now that, well, actually it's undocumented on here, Hibana needs all 6 pellets on a hatch in order to destroy it. Otherwise it just makes a hole. They didn't want Hibana pellets to bounce off like they currently do. And the main reason why that happened was because hatches were 3-dimensional and sometimes they would just bounce off in a random direction. So now that they're flat, Hibana pellets will land more securely on hatches and actually destroy it as long as all 6 pellets are on there. And that is an important thing to remember, is that Hibana pellets, you need 6 now on a hatch. Not 4 or 5, you need 6. And another reason why they changed it is also because now that Maverick can destroy partial parts of hatches, it's a lot easier to destroy a flat 2D object than it is to try to destroy a 3D object and see through it. And now, next part, player comfort. They have an idle operator pick, which I was super excited for until I read how they implemented it. So it says, if you're not able to select an operator before the end of the selection phase, you will no longer be a recruit. You will be a random operator from the list of operators you have unlocked, barring any already selected by your teammates. And then it says, if you're a recruit main, you can still choose a recruit, but if you're AFK, you'll get a random operator. I do not like that they made it completely random, because I think that's pretty dumb. Everyone should just have like a list of, say, 7 operators that they can choose from, and then it'll choose out of those remaining operators left. Even if all 4 of your teammates chose operators on your list, you'd still have 3 left over. Now the reason why I say like 7 or so operators is because in the future when they implement pick and ban, imagine if they ban 2 defender operators and then all your teammates chose people already on your list. That's 6 total. You need a 7th operator to pick. Just pick that operator. But I'm hoping that in the future they change that when it comes to pick and ban. And now another big thing for comfort is that you can now mute people for text chat instead of just voice chat. So now you can mute people on the enemy team who are just spamming shit in the text chat you don't want to see or just trying to troll. You can mute them. Thankfully now I can mute people like Rob and still see everyone else in chat. And it's also linked separately. So if, say, someone on your team is just doing a lot of shit in text chat that you don't want to see, but you still want to hear their callouts, you can mute their text chat but keep their voice chat. So it's pretty nice. Although the UI for it, pretty ugly, but at least it works. And then here, they're changing something for consoles. On stream, I just kind of read over this and said, fuck it, whatever. It doesn't matter, it's just console, but I'll actually read it for you guys. They're introducing dynamic resolution on consoles. Overall, it'll just improve the image quality, make the GPU load lighter, and render better with the console GPUs. So now you'll have a lot more consistency, and it won't just crap out when a lot of stuff happens. And then here are the resolution scales based on the system you have and the capabilities of it. Now, for playlist changes, they are only changing one thing, actually 2 things. Ranked is now getting Hereford, the new map rework. Everything else is staying the exact same. Unfortunately, Villa is still part of the ranked pool. Now, casual. Favela is making a comeback. All these maps in ranked are in casual, obviously, but Favela is now included in the casual map pool. I'm still hoping that one day they take out Canal, but you know what? For now, Favela being back, pretty cool. People have been asking for it for a while. I never really understood why they took it out of casual when they still had it in custom games. It's not like you're deleting the map from the game. They said it was because of hardware limitations and memory limitations, but if it's in customs, it should still be able to be in casual. But anyways, they brought it back. Favela can now be played in casual, so for all you people who missed it, now you have a chance to actually play it again. And then there's a whole bunch of bug fixes, which we won't get too far into because they're going to be very minor and stuff that realistically almost none of us will ever see. And if you really want to read through all these bug fixes, I'll link the patch notes in the description of this video so you can actually see it. But for the most part, just a lot of very minor things being fixed, very specific parts of maps being fixed, and stuff like cosmetics. But anyways, that is Operation Grim Sky. I will be making another video, like I said, for Hereford. I'll be probably making a video for Frost Elite like I do for every single Elite skin. Anyways, that'll be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know which operator you're most excited for out of these two. I've seen almost every single person in chat say Clash is their favorite. I still think Mavericks can be way more relevant, and I think Clash is absolute garbage. But we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Take care.